Okay. Famous words, WWE superstar Bray Wyatt. I'm here. Yeah, you hear Cap. You hear Cap PY too, so you hear. So yeah, off balance sleep pattern. I feel you on that. So do I. So do I. Shoot. Let me see if anybody testing it. They hear me loud and clear. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Aladdin, what's up, brother? Chijoki, what's good? What's good, y'all? I wonder if y'all can hear me or whatever. Y'all can give me a signal or whatever, because like I say, I'm using Linux on here. So okay, on common sense. Thank you, thank you. All right. Yeah. So to everybody, like I said, I apologize yesterday because I wanted to be on last night, but um, I had some business I had to take care of. D, what's up, brother? What's up? I got two of my mods up in here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up right there. So Aladdin, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna make you a mod. Prince GMO. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, he in Japan, so that time zone there. Gotcha, gotcha. And Chijoki, make you a mod too. Okay, family. I've been wanting to do this after I did video little shoot yesterday, and I promised you. I said I was going to talk about. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, D. Yeah, we got to get the mods on here because you're gonna have some trolls gonna come in here what I'm about to say because a lot of things been going on and stuff. And I ain't talking about besides the government shutdown, which Trump them they signed a bill that'll last till February 8th or whatever for 3 weeks to get the government back up and running or whatever. I mean, that's not really affecting me. I'm pretty sure it's not affecting nobody else. But if you work in like national parks and all that, yeah, they were ones who was affected because that whole thing don't let Fox News and all that fool you're talking about. Oh, it was the Democrats and all that other stuff. Keep in mind, shoot, the GOP controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House. Chijoki, I just heard about this from. I just heard about that from the elder Rashawn Salam, Rashawn DeLay. I don't know much about that. Somebody fill me up in there. He had Amara La Negra, that sister on there. But the thing with Charlemagne, with Charlemagne the Coon, I mean Charlemagne the God, I mean the Charlemagne the Coon, the Charlemagne the Coon God. Um, you know, okay, D. Yeah, no surprise right there. Somebody fill me in on that in the chat room, man. What actually happened? You ain't got to go detail for detail. Just give me the brief rundown on it. You know, but the energy I always get from Charlemagne, like he always when he had the little racist pale. Yeah, Oaktown. Yeah, I had to be on early and stuff. Got to make it up to y'all because I was supposed to be on there. Um, been on there last night though. because I know Prince them gonna probably want to hear my thing on that on the thing about the fix in the championships game. So I'm just gonna say that for last. But this thing with Charlemagne and Amara got me kind of like got piqued my interest right there. I've seen pictures of that sister. That sister is absolutely gorgeous. You know, Diva Queen Lopez. Yes, finally the sisters are here. So, okay, that's what's up. Grand Rising to you too. Yeah. So somebody give me the rundown on what happened on the Breakfast Coons. I mean Breakfast Club with Charlemagne disrespecting Amara. I mean, he doesn't do that when he went to go see Tommy Lauren. You know, and I don't really get it with these guys, man. Him, Master P, Trevor Noah. You know, okay. That there's colorism. Said that there's colorism in entertainment business, and that was pretty much dissing our opinion. West Side Tech, what's up, my brother? What's up? I know, boy, look here, got love for Cali, Cali in the house and stuff like that. That's what's up. Well, Amara is right. There is colorism in the entertainment because, as Dr. Nellie Fuller say and Dr. Francis Cress Wilson say, there's nine arenas. There's nine arenas in which I don't call it white supremacy because see right now because now you even got these troglodytes now using the term now and they're using it too loosely and all that to subscribe it and stuff like that. I call it white imperialism. Well, actually, I should say European imperialism. Let's just run with that term, European imperialism that they have their hands in. Okay, one is, yeah, I know Prince. I know. Yeah, I mean, it's he's an entertainer. Um, because you got like law, labor, politics, religion, sex, war, economics, education, and entertainment. Okay, and in the entertainment business, if Charlamagne don't think colorism exists, fellas and ladies, look at these rap videos. When it comes down to the rappers, they often get the women to dance in their videos. You know, excuse that damn alarm and stuff like that because I told them they need to change the damn battery. Um, that they always put the mid to very, I don't want to say high yellow, but very light women in the front and the foreground, and they always have the more melanated. I mean, they're all melanated, but the more darker shade, darker shade per se, in the background and stuff. So they're like this. Sister Wiseman, what's going on? Salute to you too, sister. Salute. You know, so Amara is right. Colorism does exist. Colorism does exist. You look at the rap videos and stuff like that. Like, take for instance, like, okay, remember how the hype was all about with Jennifer Lopez? About in the most the part the thing when you think about Jennifer Lopez, what's the most talked about part about her? It was her ass. You know, just like it is with Kim Kardashian. Light skin, whatever like that. Although Jennifer Lopez is a Moreno, is a Boricua, you know, or corporately known Puerto Rican and stuff that grew up in the Bronx and stuff like that. All they talked about is ass, you know. But the thing about it, sisters been having that naturally like that for years. So the thing about it, that's how society want to go ahead and do it. So Amara does have a point, and I stand with Amara's decision. But it's no surprise to me that Charlemagne was going to go ahead and do that stuff. Now, plenty of time in the past, I've given Charlemagne props and stuff like that. You know, way how he went at the old oversized blue black whale known as Jason Whitlock, and how he checked Stephen A. Smith as he stands side by side with Colin Kaepernick, and I got a problem with that. As y'all well know, I stand with Kaepernick too, but I'm gonna jump on that in a minute because something really bothered me about that. I'm gonna get on to the Monique and Netflix situation, and then I'm gonna say the best for last, and I got it in the description. You know, yeah, Chigoki, Charlemagne was never a pro-black. I read his book called Black Privilege and all that stuff. Let me just tell you, um, oh, so that's what they saying, Prince. They saying finals loss. It's everyone's on the team. Congress fault except LeBron, Trump, according to Fox. Chijoki, I'm gonna tell you about that book, Black Privilege. Let's just say I left that sucker right there on the shelf, and even when it popped up in my Amazon account, and I'm like, mm-mm. Sheep Stay Sleep TV. What's going on? And welcome to my channel, my brother. Welcome to my channel. Plus, I like the user handle. Reef, what's good, family? What's good? But Amara La Negra is right. She is absolutely right. That colorism does exist. It exists everywhere. It exists, like I said, in those 9 arenas that I mentioned, especially in labor, when it comes down to your job and stuff like that. It comes down to your job. It's like, okay, like where I work at. When I go up, mostly like to the executive offices or sales and marketing and stuff like that, it's sisters that be up there. But notice that the sisters they have up there are mostly either mid or very light complexion. You know what I'm saying? Now they had some dark ones up there in that part, so it's not really that problem though. But I do see where the categories go lie. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. It exists in entertainment. It exists in education. Maestro, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Let me get a draw, Charlemagne. Yeah, So it does exist. So Charlemagne is him. See, they trying to do like this. They trying to play both sides of the fence. That's why I say never fall for the okey doke. When it comes down to this, now Diva Queen was just saying it was a shooting happening in Kentucky, but it was 7 dead or something like that. 1 dead, 7 wounded. Okay. Well, it's in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so we'll just wait for that to go ahead and pop up and all that stuff. Water Sniper, what's going on? Well, that's Fed book for you. And I'm gonna tell you something. This is one of the things like my brothers Red Pill and Blue Pill was talk about. Prince, I'm speaking like this for like from experience, and I'm telling you, like, yeah, rappers used to back in the days. It was around in the 90s that when you look at the videos, it started to change from the late 90s to the early 2000s. It started to change, and I seen it earlier than that. Because reason why? Because those artists wants to go ahead and get their record sales up. The more units they push, and so on and so forth. This is why I tell everybody why I don't fuck around on Facebook. I mean, I got a page on Facebook, but you know, most of my work is mostly over in Black Spot and Black Junction, Black TV. Stop supporting that Zionist CIA operative Mark Zuckerberg and they shit. Because, you know, like I say, well, the ones that complained about that, I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you, Prince, but a lot of them that complained about that when it came to that is, you know, like I say, somebody put a bug in their ear. The next thing you know, the insecurities, the self hate, this type of messes with their psychology like this. I'm not saying you wrong. Yes, it used to be a lot of dark skinned systems all over music video. Then shit started to change. Yo, Ken Yucatan, what's up, brother? Because, like I said, because you got to understand Facebook. In case y'all haven't heard or don't know what's been going on, besides the besides that, you know that Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, and of course Twitter, and I believe Google, all of them paid a visit to Capitol Hill about a year ago, and they turned over everything to the Senate Intelligence Committee. So, so you got to understand something as well as here in YouTube. And I told y'all this. And I told y'all this. YouTube, Google, and Facebook, all the headquarters, Oaktown A. My brother can tell you this. All of them had their headquarters right there in Mountain View, California. And each one of their headquarters have an FBI office in there. So they know who to monitor and what to monitor and whatever. So therefore, that's one thing when it comes down to that, because that's what happened with Water Sniper um, when he brought up about the childlike sex dolls, which let's talk about that though. We'll talk about it in a few seconds. Okay, and that's why they did that. But yet though, they could put some European inferior racists posting stuff about black people, niggas this and all that, or some cracker raping a black girl in a jail cell somewhere in South Africa. They don't do nothing about it. And the same thing on YouTube. But it'd be somebody like me or anything else like that talk about a video and talk some real stuff. People want to get problems with it. You know, Sister Wiseman, they've been doing that shit for 25 or 30 years now, and they're gonna keep on doing that. Shikoki, yes, do that like that, but keep in mind, WhatsApp as well as Instagram, they also owned by Facebook too. But the thing with WhatsApp, it is secure and encrypted. Right, West Side, they do. That's why I say I don't have no S box or none of that shit. Hell, I don't even have a smart TV. Don't even want it. Much as I love my Samsung, but hey, I'm saying like that. Smart TV I could do without. I'd rather have an old school black and white, and I'm good. You know, you could either use WhatsApp or Chijoki. I recommend use Telegram. Telegram is not owned by Facebook. It's not owned none of them. That's what I use for communication. You can make phone calls on there and all that stuff. Craig J, what's up? No, not really. Not on smart TV. Well, the thing is about it, I don't even want it, to be honest with you. I don't even want it. It's sort of like the same thing, like how they integrated webcams inside laptops. But I would just keep that in mind. Like Sister Wilder said, they tried to install those smart meters on her home, and she told them no. Because the ones who messing with Yucatan's channel and probably do my channel or whatever like that, there ain't nothing but some racist trolls that's doing that, and they probably got their coon sympathizer. Oh, here, speaking of which, hey Annie, my troll sniper is here. My #1 troll sniper is here. And the same thing go for your smartphone, which I'm sure everybody in the chat room has, and same as your web camera and stuff like that. Because like I said, like, you know, we living in a world now in the era of in the Cheetos era and stuff like this, and it's just not started with the Cheetos. A lot of this stuff stopped going into play when Obama was in office. I know somebody probably gonna get out there talking about saying, "Oh, why you gonna get out there and blame another brother and stuff?" Look here, Obama, just because you got a black face in there, he really wasn't trying to do anything to stop none of this. In fact, a lot of this stuff he signed off on. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Like with that. But like I said, I had a list in the last video. I'm gonna put it again about apps that y'all can use. Like for my emails, I just use Proton Mail. I don't use Gmail. I don't even use the email client that's on my phone. All my emails are come through Proton Mail because they're encrypted and their servers are based in Switzerland. So King Yucatan, I'm a debunk that about the Samsung phones. If you're talking about phones like the Galaxy S4 and stuff like that, first thing first, #1, that was all hype. I mean, people were sending me videos and telling me, like, you know, making Facebook videos about that shit, about saying this is how the feds keep a tab on you. They got a little chip in there and all that. I shook my head. I say, I definitely will. I definitely will. I might do another one today, and that's gonna be the tech one. That's gonna leave it for that. But just to answer this one, that was not keeping tabs on you. You think Samsung was gonna make phones like that to keep tabs on you? Hell no. That was for to activate the NFC chip. NFC stands for near field communication. So back in those times, I think that phone came out, that handset came out in 2013. I remember because I bought the Galaxy Note 3 at that time. So like if you go like to a vending machine and get like a soda or water or something, and it's NFC enabled, you just put the phone up against there and boom, it comes out. So that's one thing with that. And people that was, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about it, because you taking that script off of it. You taking that strip off of it and stuff. You just disabled the NFC thing. Ain't nobody keeping tabs on you through that and stuff. I mean, I wish people would start learning to be educated when it comes, get educated when it comes down to it. You know what I'm saying? So, Annie, I'm gonna talk about that in a second, but I'm just answering King Yucatan's thing about with that strip, which I felt like it's stupid because all it just did, you just messed up the not only warranty, but you also put yourself in danger health wise when you remove that strip from that battery. Thinking like, you know, because you bought into some hype that some people were saying, oh, well, this is how the feds keep a tabs on you. So many silly ass dudes were putting videos out there, don't have no idea what they talking about. Because trust me, if the FBI, CIA, all of them want to go ahead and keep tabs on you, that's what they got these cell phone towers for. They could triangulate your position through a ping and stuff. And they also do it in ways and all that where they can just go ahead and just snatch signals out the air and decipher that. So that's the thing. That's the thing when it come down to it. See on top of that, D-Son, what's up, my brother? How's it going on down there in Cutler Bay, man? I was trying to make it down there yesterday, but I got caught up. I had to take care of something like that. Exactly, West Side. Yeah, CIA, all of them, they monitor the cell phone towers. They have access to that. FBI does too. People gotta understand something. You know, me personally, I don't worry too much about who monitoring my shit or whatever like that. You know, like I say, like I'm not doing nothing illegal. I'm not doing nothing illegitimate or whatever like that. But at the same time, you know, I try to inform plenty of people, like, you know, how to protect their thing, their privacy. What people do on their handsets, on their Wi-Fi, or Wi-Fi routers at home, at work, or whether they be on their laptop or their PC or their Mac, tablets, iPad, whatever. That's y'all business. I really don't give a shit. That's the thing about with them. But like I said, though, I'm gonna get at you later on this one. But the answers to Annie's question, the thing. Now I'm gonna talk about this with Monique and Netflix. Now Monique, I said a little thing about it. I said I was gonna follow up on this. Monique wants us to boycott Netflix, or should I say man-cott and woman-cott Netflix. Um, she, you know, because Netflix offered her 500K. Want to say that how come, oh, not so funny, Miss Piggy, Sasquatch, Yeti, Florida skunk ape looking bitch, not so funny, Amy Skunker, scumbag, I mean Amy Schumer, you know, who happens to be related to Charles Schumer, you know, the minority whip and also U.S. Senator from New York, a buddy of Trump's, you know, saying like why she they get more of an audience and more money and all this stuff. Yeah, Amy Schumer, I don't care nothing about her. I hate that. I hate that fucking fake ass Jewish bitch. Okay, same as her brother, as a relative. But my issue I have with Monique is that she throwed shade and called out Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle too. Along with that, the reason Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle they getting what they getting because guess what? Because they're still relevant. They're still relevant. I agree, Prince. They still relevant because when Dave Chappelle turned down that, remember when he turned down that 90 million from, I think it was Comedy Central, and then he took a hiatus, and then started to go ahead and take his thing, but do his thing back on the road. He seen that there were people out there still find him funny, still find him relevant. That's because, see, look, the point of the matter is he got a brand. And the brand is that, you know, his name still carry weight. Same as it is with Chris Rock. Okay? So, I mean, I stand with Monique's decision, but she went about it wrong. She went about it wrong. If she was smart, like, she should have just gone ahead and took the 500K. And you mean to tell me you couldn't build off of that? Because look, exactly, Sister Wiseman. Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, they have a largely white audience. Monique doesn't have that, you know. Because let me recall something. The movie Precious, she took less money than that to start to do that movie because of old Sugar Thorns Lee Daniels. Now all of a sudden, You upset because Netflix offered you $500,000 just to push it. Now you want us to boycott that? Somebody please tell me, why the fuck would I want to go ahead? How can the fuck can I go ahead and boycott Netflix from their own shit? Right, Aladdin. I mean, like I said, I made it very clear, and this is why I make it very clear to the West Side. I made it very clear that I said I stand with on her decision. But after with the Precious movie and then this right here, come on, man. 50,000 Diva Queen. Yeah, right. She took 50 grand from that. What person on this live stream gonna turn down $500,000 if it was really offered to you? Let's be. I mean, let's be real. And besides, this is how Hollywood gets down. And that now West Side, yes, I see your statistics from Forbes magazine. Taraji P. Henson, 135K, Viola Davis for her 2K, Kerry Washington Twitter 50K, Ativa Spencer 75K. Okay? But my thing with Monique, what she tried to do is you trying to go ahead and do some favor to them by going ahead and pulling up, throwing two brothers up under the bus in Chappelle and Chris Rock. Let's think about this. May he rest his soul. Who would you rather go see? Monique or Bernie Mac? Anybody answer that? If he was still alive, if you know. Thank you. Yep, I agree, Sheep. I agree. People will line up to go see Bernie Mac. If he was still alive, may that brother rise in power. And you know, like I say, when it came to the Kings of Comedy, I mean, I tolerated Steve Harvey. Said was cool. DL, he ain't that damn funny because when he runs out of jokes, he start cracking on people in the audience. So I wasn't feeling him. I say, man, bring on Bernie Mac. So Bernie Mac had you cracking up, you know. And I'm not just saying that because he's from the South Side of Chicago. If y'all look back in the days of Def Comedy Jam when he had on the painted graffiti jeans and all this other stuff, man, just Bernie Mac alone had you rolling. Especially when he did the King of Comedy one. I never got when he said that. I like white people. I like white people. Because see, when white people go on break, they go in and take their little 15-minute break, get their little cheese and crackers, do that shit, eat it up, and they go right back to work. Well, because of my people, I got the pause here. When we break, we break. I'm not gonna lie, but here's the thing: what Monique should have did, and I totally agree with Jason Black with what he said. The same thing I'm about to say. The reason why Monique is, I wouldn't say the term blackballed, but she's getting what she getting is because same as with Nate Parker, there's no business why they should be out in the wilderness like this. It's because you go up here going to Netflix and then want to boycott them, begging and begging for that. Monique is still a brand, whether we like it or not. But here's the problem. why her and Nate Parker it happened what it happened is because they got to get in touch. They out of touch. They got to get in touch with the streets, or to clean it up more better, grassroots. It's the streets you got to get in touch with. Think about this. You think reason you ever notice like this in Oaktown? Y'all can agree with me on this. Why do you think Too Short is still relevant? Why do you think people like Little Flip is still relevant? Scarface, Willie D, all these guys, rappers like that, Slim Thug, all of them still. Trick Daddy from my backyard here in Miami, Uncle Luke, Too Loud Crew, and all that. Because you don't know why? Because let's just face it, all this is entertainment. Because see, they still keep tabs in the streets, because it's the streets that support them. They got to get out there and get in the streets. They got to, I ain't say get in the streets, but they got to get out there and be in touch with the regular people. Because guess what? And see, on top of that, as far as West Side, as far as Amy Scumbag, you know, the bitch ain't that funny, okay? And the only reason she's getting that type of audience and the type of money she getting like that, she ain't funny, she ain't entertaining, and she is nothing to look at. I would rather have me a bottle of Bacardi Select rum, drink myself to death before I even look at this cracker. J-Dog, what's going on, man? Mr. Law, we talking about the MoniQue versus want us to boycott Netflix, which I call BS on. So therefore, we try to bring up the deal. Because, right, Prince, what has she ever done for us? Okay? Because, like I said before, reason why MoniQue is where she at right there, it's not because, she should have never screwed over Oprah. Fuck Oprah too. She ain't did shit for us. And that faggot ass Lee Daniels. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. They gotta get in touch with the streets. They got to get in touch with the streets. Because like Chijoki said a while back, he said, I don't see her getting out here and talking about the issues that plagues us as a people, or coming with solutions for that matter. I try to come with solutions at least. You know. And see her going there and begging Netflix like that make you look weak. That make you look soft. They give you $500K, take that money, flip that motherfucker. And build your own shit off of that. Because let's face it, any one of us, myself included, any one of us would took that money and go ahead and flip it. You know, you could buy a block and put black-owned businesses right there on that block in your community, in your neighborhood. Therefore, you stave off gentrification. And you gonna make it back. I ain't talking about... Thank you, Prince. Thank you. Exactly. She's trying to command the army, and you were never a soldier in the first place. Decent, she should have. But I can understand that West Side. Yeah, it's more prideful because she been in the business longer than Amy Schumer. You know, but like Andy K had just said, she could easily would have went to Hulu. She could have went to Amazon. But when it comes to Netflix, Netflix is outdoing all of them. Let's just be real. West Side, you brought the numbers up. Bingo, Diva. Bingo. You got that. And on top of that, as far as like trying to vote for another brother as president, look, I tell everybody, get up off that tip about the presidential election. This past presidential election should have taught you something a year ago. And it's not going to count in that. Our vote ain't going to count. Where we flex our muscle at is in the local elections. I've just seen that shit like that. No, J Dog, we haven't. I haven't seen Black Lightning yet. I think Torian Rain said he did. I haven't. I ain't had the time to look at it. So I'm not even gonna comment on it. I can't comment on it. So I haven't seen it. Okay, yeah, it come on tonight. Okay, I'll check it out to see what it's about. I'll probably watch it on now. But that's my thing, like with Monique, because she played a deplorable person on Precious. And I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't even watch Precious because you know why? Because it's too depressing and stuff like that. And again, she just helped perpetuate a stereotype, thinking that's how sisters. Yeah, we know J Dog. We know 9 o'clock on CW. Yeah, we know. But the thing is, like I said, ain't nobody really. Monique, she had her run. Okay, the highlight to me is like when she hosted the BET Awards and she danced like Beyonce and all that stuff. And Paul Wall made the comment about saying he wanted to do Monique, and the Parker Show and all this other stuff like that. King, you're not listening to what I'm saying. That's not electoral vote been abolished since 1924, and they just threw that back in play. It's been back in place since the 2000s because there's too much money involved in the presidential election. They already select who they want as president. Hell, all you got to do is go back to a video that Dr. Frances Cress Welsing made. She rise in power, and she told everybody that Donald Trump was going to be the next president, not the Simpsons. Okay, I wish y'all get up off of that shit for real. You know, you gotta. Professor Black Truth said the same thing. I'm telling you. You go vote locally. Midterms are coming up and stuff like that. That's where you flex your muscle when it comes down to commissioners or aldermen in Chicago, or councilmen or councilwomen, police chiefs, judges, mayors, state attorneys, okay, governors, senators. That's where you flex your muscle at. Because those people, they put laws in effect that affect you and me directly. Presidential election is just that because after all, it's just that. You know. And just because if it's another brother voting, running for president, I'm not gonna go all Google and Gaga. Although I'm also guilty of that too. When Obama um, ran for president in 2008, and I voted for him again in 2012 and stuff. And then when I realized, 2012, it just really showed me like, okay, he ain't did shit. you know, really that much. I mean, he did some things that a lot of people don't realize. Like, for instance, he eradicated the term Negro out of existence, along with Oriental. So by law, you can't even use that word, you know, which is which is understandable. Well, Deson, well, he is a brother, but the thing is about it, he's mostly like in tune to he more in tune to his European ancestry than he is to indigenous ancestry. That's the thing about with that. That's right, Sister Wiseman. We can have our own election by free will. Wait, well, one that's not going to coon like Obama. Well, that's the thing. That's you got to understand something. Anytime that you get one of us in the office, locally or whatever, you know, they'll say the little fancy things we want to hear, not what we need to hear. But when they get in there, their first job they're gonna do, they got to show and prove that they can protect the white imperialist interests first. Master teacher, the late Steve Coakley, taught me that, and I swear he's not gonna lie. Yeah, it's true. He got handcuffed by Congress, but Congress got hijacked by what you know as the Tea Party, aka the Ku Klux Klan. Okay, you know, the fuck ass governor we got here, Skeletor, Rick Scott, the transvestite, he's part of the Tea Party. So is that ditzy hoe Sarah Palin. You know, so therefore we talk about with that. And you still got some of them idiots that's up in there. Now with Trump, say what you want to say about it. He's basically pulled the veil. He did the same thing that Noble Drew Ali did over 100 years ago. He's pulled the veil off from all the secrecy and the foolishness that's going on up there. That's why you're seeing the shit. That's what you're seeing now. And I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna hear me say this. Shit finna get turned up from February all the way to December. You know. And speaking of February, you know, everybody's been getting out here talking about the Black Panther movie and stuff like that, which I'm looking forward to seeing myself. But I may not even go to the theaters to watch it because I expect something like that, that's going to happen. Something is going to happen. That's just my thing. I'm not buying into all the hype. Right? Don't support Kamala Harris either. Yeah, J Dog, I heard about that. I've heard about that several times. You know, and on top of that, not as and my boy KT the Arch Degree had broke that down about with Black Panther and how it revolves around the number 42. I'm gonna leave a link to that and let y'all go see it for yourself. He got a 2-part. He's gonna do a third one real soon. But here's something there that's flew under people's radar. Nike and Phil Knight decide to go ahead and make a shoe, Air Force One. They're calling it, and I did a video on this, calling it the Garvey RBG. I'm sorry. Now, I want to see what all these armchair revolutionaries gonna do. You know, the same ones who be getting out here flying the RBG flag, talking Black Power this, and fight against a white man, watch, you gonna have maybe 40% of these jokers are gonna order this shoe or gonna be right in front of Foot Locker or wherever to go buy it. Victor, what's going on, brother? Sheep, yeah, you better believe it. You better believe it. I suggest everybody go ahead and watch KT the Arch Degree. This man knows, the brother knows the stuff. No, D-Son, I know you're not saying it in a divisive way, but it's just, I just thought I'd just break that analogy down in its simplicity. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get down to Tom Shady in a minute, Prince. I'm gonna get down to that. I'm gonna get down to that though. But my thing is with the whole Monique and Netflix thing, Monique should have just took the money. Um, you know, your name not as big as like Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and then the bottom line like this: she should have stayed in touch with the streets. Victor Lines, I do have a Patreon account that I do set up. I got a Patreon account. I'm gonna leave a link toward that too, because like I say, I'm still learning that as well. But let me get down and say the best for last. And this really, really irks me, and how it correlates to Black Panther. We all know that once again, the new cheating patriots, or the PATS, or as an acronym, I say Patriots About That Shit. Once again, the European imperialistic establishment grabbed their hand and helped them walk their way into the Super Bowl. Whether y'all see it or not, I do. And I called it before even the season started because, like I said, I never watched the NFL. I man-carded it because, like I say, I stand with Kaepernick. As y'all can see, I got my Kaepernick jersey on, the Chicago Bear colors. And NFL lost a lot of money and all this stuff like that. So they really, really banking on the thing that they're going to sell out. Now watch what happens. The Super Bowl ratings ain't even going to be that big. I guarantee you. And let me tell you something about the history with the Patriots and on their trip to the Super Bowl. And the rematch is, I said it was going to be the Patriots and the Eagles. A rematch of 2004. A rematch where they nearly had a broke leg. Terrell Owens ate their ass up. Although the Patriots won the game, but Terrell Owens tore their ass up. Sister Wiseman, that's why I'm saving the best for last. When it come down, come on, nobody from Missouri. Breaking down the symbolism and everything like that, you know. And shout out to C. Willis, 1971, for this too. You know, I'm not watching no Super Bowl. I could care less about it and stuff because when it all happened Sunday, like I said before in my last video, I had a cracker, word talking shit, saying that the Jacksonville Jaguars was scared of the Patriots. I don't know where that came from because I've liked the Jacksonville Jaguars since their inception in 1995, along with Carolina. And to me, they're a lot more vicious than people give them credit for. Because the reason why, because they now know who they are. They identify with themselves, and they have an identity. And they didn't see nobody. They didn't even see the Patriots. Yes, they lost, but we all know it was bullshit. That's just plain and simple. Because this is nothing but all a white, well, European imperialism Super Bowl. You got on one side the Patriots, the Pats, Patriots, patriotism equaling down to racism, because you got a lot of these white racists, these racist peckerwoods who hide their racism behind patriotism, USA, USA, and U dot S dot A dot, not North America. Okay, big difference. The United States is a corporation, not a country. They make that clear. The United States is a corporation, foreign owned by England. You see what I just did there? America, England. Patriots, England. Okay? That's one thing. England still owns America, Great Britain, as y'all want to call it. And on top of that, where did the Tea Party happen? In Boston. I'm just connecting the dots for y'all why this is all happening. Boston, England, Tea Party, New England, Patriots. Boston is the New England, the New Great Britain. And you seen the video I did yesterday about the history with Boston. Boston is a white-collar racist town, and it's a city, model city designed to go ahead, systematically designed to go ahead and keep blacks and other non-pale, transparent people down. Because it's mostly like what? Irish and Italian at a time. And even during the 1930s, even the Anglo-Saxons don't even consider them to be white until they got their honorary white card. How that happened? Get the book How the Irish Became White, and you'll see what I'm talking about, because it talks about the Italians in there too. But that's one of the things you got to look at. America, the United States, still owned by England. Okay? And then you got England, Boston Tea Party happened in Boston, England right there. That also goes back, symbolism go back there. And I found that pretty interesting, if you're getting what I'm saying. Yeah. Look how they did Bill Russell. Look how they did Bill Russell, who's one of the greatest players of the Boston Celtics ever. You know what I'm saying? And we broke that down. And see, the Patriots going back to the Super Bowl, let's start with something like this. Prince, y'all go with me on this. You Chi-Town born and bred. And you know who my team is up there. 25 years ago, Super Bowl 20, 1986 in New Orleans in the Superdome. When the Patriots made their trip to the Super Bowl after beating the Dolphins, and I enjoyed that. They end up having their asses handed to them by the Chicago Bears. Now let me break that down. Why I bring up the Bears? Let's not just talk about that hellified defense led, of course, by Dan Hampton, Richard Dent, Steve McMichael, William Perry, Mike Singletary anchor in the middle. You had Wilbur Marshall on the right side, Otis Wilson on the left side. Mike Richardson and Leslie Frazier took care of the corners, and Dave Dorison and Gary Fensick had the backfield. You can thank the Moors for that. Thank the Moors for what, D-Son? Yeah, peace, brother Austin. Yeah, So now get this. The reason why the Bears beat that ass, it's just more than a football game. I keep telling you, every Super Bowl is more than just a football game. The Bears, think about this. Bears, Patriots. The bear happens to be indigenous here in the Americas. Okay? North, South, and Central America. Okay? And King Yucatan can tell you, there's bears down there in Belize. You got bears in South America. Now here, like in North America, you have what? Black bears, grizzly bears, polar bears, the Alaskan brown bears, or otherwise called the Kodiaks. They happen to be indigenous here. You feel me? And see, if you go like with our Native American brothers and sisters, that's who we are. The totem pole in Alaska, isn't there a bear on the totem pole? Well, D-Son, not for the Irish people, because, well, yeah, you're right. Because first thing, before I get back on, if I lose my train of thought, D-Son, it's like, look, Ireland was once considered part of the Moorish Empire, okay? And it's one of the reasons why we don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day, because St. Patrick's Day is the day when St. Patrick's Day chased the snakes up out of Ireland. The snakes they referring to is us, the Nagas. You know, they refer to us as snake worshippers and stuff because, you know, thanks to this and that. But I'm going to talk about that later. Let me get back on to this. Because bears being indigenous to the Americas, and that's an animal spirit, patriots are colonizers. You feel me? Patriots is patriotism pilgrims. Didn't some of them pilgrims came over from England or from Europe, somewhere like that? Bears know who the invaders were. The bears aren't stupid. Well, D-Son, that's what I just said. That's what I just said. I said Ireland was once considered part of the Moorish Empire. Yeah. So think about that. Bears are indigenous there, and they got rid of the foreigners, who all happen to be the Europeans, and the Europeans are still foreigners to this day. It's not no sand nigger. There ain't nobody being niggas in reference to Arabs and Mexicans and stuff like that. Because I also said before that not every European is out to get you or against you, and not same thing with Mexican like that. Not every so-called brother and sister, every brother and sister is exactly a quote-unquote brother or sister. But that's the one ritual we saw there. Now, when the Pats went back to the Super Bowl again, yeah, you did. But yeah, let me get on to this. Now, when the Pats went back to the Super Bowl again, I think it was in 1996, they faced the Green Bay Packers. Now, Bill Parcells was the coach then. Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback. Reggie White, this was his first trip to the Super Bowl. He just became a Packer then, as well as Brett Favre. Brett Favre's from Mississippi, so he's right there. And it was once again in the Superdome in New Orleans. So he was right next door. Now, when it comes down to the Packers, okay, Green Bay happens to be in Wisconsin. Wisconsin is known as America's dairy land. That's where all the dairy products are made at. Wisconsin is also home to Colin Kaepernick. Now, Colin Kaepernick was still a kid at that time, you know, and he was going to watch Brett Favre play in the Super Bowl. You know, Wisconsin is also home to the Pringle hat wearing fucker David Clark. Green Bay did win that Super Bowl. And see, Packers, Patriots. Now, they in the Midwest, they didn't take too kindly to them. Now, I can't figure out the science to come to that either. But that was the second time the Patriots lost the Super Bowl. And on top of that, they also lost to a team that's in the NFC Central, which is now known as the NFC North. They got beat down by the Bears. We know that in 86. 96, 10 years later, they got beat down by another team from the NFC Central. See how the number 6 play? Gotta watch. The elders always say, watch those numbers. See, Patriots couldn't never win a Super Bowl on good of their talent. Now, fast forward to 2001. We all know about 9/11. We all know about the Twin Towers coming down. Supposedly some planes hit it. When we all know the real deal, that there were bombs inside those staircases and then simultaneously came down. Because trust me, if a plane hit a goddamn building that high, that shit will tilt over like a damn redwood. Real talk. And no plane never hit the Pentagon because there were bombs inside with that one. Do I think Brady will stay if New England wins? Brady being the arrogant, racist asshole that he is, yeah. But let me continue with this. Now, this was a time, 2001, and I witnessed it firsthand. I was right there in the middle of the environment. Everybody wanted to be patriotic. You even had some of these dumbass niggas walking around here with the U.S. flag and all this, you know, USA, USA, USA. And then on top of that, like, you know, it's about Osama bin Laden attacking anybody that's wearing a turban and stuff like that. You know, crazy stuff. So get this. Patriots were going through a transition at the time. Drew Bledsoe got hurt during mid-season. I think he had a cracked sternum, and it was a game against San Diego. Okay? Who comes in? This 12th round pick from out of Michigan. Little skinny-ass kid from out of Southern Cali, I believe, by the name of Thomas Patrick Brady. Yeah, I'm saying his full government name. You know. Now, in the Super Bowl champs were the St. Louis Rams. Okay. Now it's gonna be a lot of. Now you gotta peep these things from this. Peep this thing from this. When the Rams and the Patriots played, yeah, we know it was some funky shit going on in that thing. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I was never a fan of the Rams because of last year, that previous year, how they robbed Tampa Bay. Because Tampa Bay showed everybody how to beat the greatest show on turf. And on top of that, the Rams had a very weak schedule that year. That's the only reason they made it to the Super Bowl. You know, but when they went up against the Patriots, everybody, you ask the average dudes who only know sports and don't really see the symbolism and the science behind this stuff, a reason why the Patriots are doing what they're doing, and it's not legitimate by any means. It's not legitimate by any means. Break down the word Rams. Take MS off of there, and you got Ra. Okay? Ra. You know, Amen Ra. Ra meaning the sun. Sun people. Ra happens to be the sun god. Okay? For all my Kemetic brothers and sisters. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And with some fuckery going on there. What you seen when they beat the Rams with a field goal, when you beat the Rams, what we were looking at back then in 2001 was the beginning of okay. I got you, Victor. Hey, rest in peace to Walter Pate, the sweetness. Anyway, let me get on to this. Let me get on to this. You just seen was the seeds planted for basically white imperialism, because this thing with the Patriots was just the beginning of it. And that what you basically seeing is European imperialism beating up on the one thing that white supremacy fears, and that's so-called quote unquote black influence. And what better way to do it than to beat up on something that symbolizes us? With the Rams, you take the M and the S away, Rams, break it down, raw. Okay, plain and simple. Then not the following year, I think a couple years later, I think the Patriots went back in 2003 and they played against the Carolina Panthers. And its relation to Black Panthers, because we in that Super Bowl aura right now. So let's just get in there and talk about it. Carolina Panthers, symbolic. Carolina Panthers, Black Panther. The movie Black Panther's coming out. So here you have, once again, a game Carolina should have easily beat it because they were more physical in that game than New England. But once again, Patriots won. That was the time during the Super Bowl. That's when the Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson thing happened. Brady conquered Julio. Yeah, Prince, but you didn't jump in with me when I said the first time before. Why you just don't use the stove? Used it before? All right. Hold on 1 second. All right. But the thing is, it's symbolic. Again, they beat up on another one of our symbols. Therefore, you got European imperialism beating up on a symbol that empowers us. In that case, a panther, Carolina Panther, Black Panther. Okay? That's just plain and simple. Now, 2004, Patriots and the Eagles happened in Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Everbank Stadium, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The same team that the Patriots had beat in the AFC Championship game back in 2001, 99, 2001, whatever. Now here you have the eagle, which happens to be the symbol, the national bird of the U.S.A. S.A. of the corporation. And the bald eagle, which happens to be indigenous here in North America. Also, at the same time, the eagle happens to be related to the falcon. Falcon is symbolic. It's the symbol for Haru. Fuck that dog. He'd be all right. Have to be symbolic of Haru. No, I haven't, Victor, but let me continue. Let me finish continuing this. And see, in Haru, that's where the word hero come from. And who was more of a hero in that Super Bowl? Terrell Owens. Yeah, Terrell Owens may have doing his little thing of buck dancing and all that. But the reason why I say hero, because he came in the Super Bowl and he played on a broke leg and still scored. I don't know if he scored a touchdown, but he basically ate up the Patriots defense. He tore a new asshole in them. And he playing on a broke leg. If that's not heroic, I don't know what is. So that's why it came in the Haru with that. But again, see, Brady and his bunch of lily pasty transparent Brady bunch. No, they couldn't really beat the Eagles' raw talent. So once again, they had to go ahead and repeat the cheat. Just like they did in 2001 during the Spygate, how they had recorded some of the Rams plays. And they did it again, no doubt, in 03 with Carolina. Okay. Look how they screwed over Peyton Manning and the Colts in the championship games. But that's a whole different story. I'm just sticking with the history of the Patriots and the symbols and breaking down with that. Yeah, you also got to understand that too. This happened in Jacksonville. They beat up two symbols. This happened in Jacksonville in the Jaguars Super Bowl. And you know, Jaguars happen to be indigenous to the Americas. It's the largest cat, big cat in the Americas. Indigenous South America as well as throughout North America. Well, not throughout North America, probably like in the territories known as New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas, who they are making a return there. And see, like with the Jaguar, that's also some, like the Panthers, you know, it's symbolic of Bassett. You know, Bassett is which happens to be the cat deity. Same thing that y'all see on the screening for Black Panther, and it's also the same thing that y'all seen from the 1985 cartoon Thundercats. If you ain't grew up watching Thundercats, I don't know what type of childhood you had, but I did. So that's also symbolic. So they beat up not only Haru, that's just one to try to show their dominance of white privilege. Because you walk around or your neighborhood or your place of work or whatever, you see a lot of crackers getting out here being Patriot fans. And of course, you got some coons, some brothers and sisters that coon and stuff, be part of the Patriots. Okay, because I just told y'all earlier about the history about Boston, about that city, how systematically racist it is, and with the Patriots and all that. Because think about it. Why do you think Randy Moss left? Why did you think Chad Johnson left? Okay. Now, that was the Patriots' third Super Bowl. Now, The only two the Patriots lost, they lost, and I got to thank C. Willis 971 for this too, on this. They lost to the Empire. The empire of financial, fashion, as well as economic-wise, to the giants of New York, to the New York Giants. Because after all, what is New York City considered as? New York City is considered as the New York City is considered what? The financial capital of the world. Okay. A lot of things, a lot of good things and bad things come up out of New York. Okay. It's where Wall Street at. It's where the 5 boroughs, I mean, Donald Trump, he's from New York, which basically means he's not too far from Boston. Shoot, I'm trying to break down the analogy of this, and y'all talking about basketball. No problem. Do what you do. And see, and I think about it, it was also symbolic too. And it goes back to what Prince was saying. Who did Brady lose to in those back-to-back Super Bowls in 2007 and 2008? He lost to Eli Manning. You know, the older Manning, the first generation of Manning couldn't do it. But the second generation did. Mike, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Well, we just got through. We was talking about, let me just do a recap for you. Let me do a recap for you. We was started off getting into about the MoniQue situation with Netflix and why I said her little boycott or whatever Netflix is basically asinine, because the thing is she should have just, they don't stay in touch with the streets. But the recap on that, then we recapped it on about why we should need to be focused on voting locally and flex our muscle rather than presidential. I'll worry about Mike Pence later, because I speak to a lot of people from Indiana and they have other different issues with that. So, and I'm breaking down right now the symbolism, numbers, metaphysical about what this Super Bowl contained concerning the Patriots and the Pats and the Eagles. And I just went back with them about that. So I'm just being current right now about like the Patriots' 2 losses began with the Giants. And see, like Prince was saying, that, like I said, the star player was happened to be Eli Manning, which happened to be a white guy. So he lost to a second generation Manning. Because a lot of people don't even know this, though, that there is a type of feud between the Bradys and the Manning. Yeah, I know that. I know that, Victor. I know. Austin, see, if you would have been here earlier, you would have heard what I said. Like, I support her stance, but she went about it the wrong way. You know, by going ahead and throwing shade at Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. The reason why they command top dollar and stuff like that is because they're relevant. White people come see them. Ain't nobody really come to see MoniQue. And with Amy Schumer, Amy Schumer just responded to her not too long ago. I'm saying like that. Check the facts. You know, you can't tell Netflix how you gonna boycott Netflix from their own money. She should have took the 500K and just ran with it and flipped it. But let me get back onto this right here. Let me get back to this. So it was inevitable for the Pats to lose to the Giants. It was inevitable for the Pats to lose to the Giants in that. Now, the fourth Super Bowl that they won, they Seattle Seahawks. Again, it's that symbol again. You have the white period. You got Seattle. Seattle Seahawks. Hawk related to an eagle. Hawk, Haru. Another bird of prey. Because Hawk is a Haru as well. It's symbolic of Haru as well. So, because really we all know the Seahawks should have won. And Pete Carroll helped them do it too. Because think about it. Ain't no way in the world I'm on the 1 yard line. I got Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch. Lynch, people. Lynch. This is why I say Pete Carroll helped out with this. He helped the Seahawks lynch themselves. Instead of giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch, you go ahead and try to do a 1 yard pass, and then you had Victor Butler, Victor Butler Coon intercepted and did it for White Daddy in the Patriots. And Pete Carroll helped provide the rope to lynch his own team. Now, if anybody didn't see that or didn't catch on to what the hell I just said, put 2 and 2 together. If anything that I had y'all listen to, if anything that I taught you, look at these things symbolically. This is more than just a game, Victor. This is more than just a game. Pete Carroll provided the rope to Lynch and Marshawn Lynch, the Seahawks, and Russell Wilson throws the pass on the 1 yard line, which probably would have had the Seahawks been back-to-back champs. But the Butler, Victor Butler, intercepts. You know, like the Butler, Lee Daniels, the Butler, Forrest Whitaker, the Butler is always known to be in the coon. And he saved White Daddy them asses because guess what? Everybody know the Seahawks was a better team than the Patriots. Pete Carroll provided the rope to lynch his own team. And Marshawn Lynch. See how, because you had Marshawn Lynch on the 1 yard, in the backfield 1 yard line. Because that whole Super Bowl, the Patriots couldn't stop Marshawn. They couldn't stop Beast Mode. MC Lit, what's up, sister? What's going on? Glad you could make it. Yeah, we gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this. And again, what happened? Super Bowl. Now, the following year, they didn't go. They didn't go. Because the Denver Broncos did them in. Because guess what? Brady has to pay back the Mannings now. Because guess what? Little brother Eli, second generation, got him 2 Super Bowl rings. But the first generation didn't do nothing. Because like I told you, it's a feud between the Bradys and the Mannings. Okay? So guess what? They had to lay down a bit just so they can get the Broncos in the Super Bowl. I'm glad you're here, sister. I'm glad you're here. Just to get them in the Super Bowl. Why? Because plain and simple, because they want to make sure that Peyton gets his. Plus, Peyton Manning was also facing some controversy from back in the University of Tennessee regarding some female trainer, how he was putting his junk and stuff. And then how him and his dad was saying that when she slept around with some black players and shit. Just to justify that. So now, what it is now, you got the Broncos and the Panthers Super Bowl 50 in Levi Stadium in where? San Francisco in the Bay Area. Okay? San Francisco, you're not too far from UC Berkeley. Okay? Diva Queen Lopez, she know about that. She's from there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And see, on top of that, Super Bowl 50, we were also at the same time, October, they were celebrating and commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party for self-defense. That was obvious. They were blaring that all over and stuff like that because the Carolina Panthers were like what? Undefeated that year, and stuff. When Carolina defeated Arizona in the NFC Championship game, Josh Norman was there, all of them were there. But yeah, again, because like I said, 50th anniversary, the Black Panther Party in the Bay Area, where the Black Panthers were born on the other side of the Bay in Oakland. Shout out to my peoples in Oakland. And that's why you seen Beyonce coming out there performing in the Black Panther get up, regardless of her having her hair blonde and all that other stuff, paying a tribute to Malcolm X, a tribute to the Black Panthers. And Bruno Mars also came out there dressed in black, all black, jacket, everything like that. And then that's when we found out about the cum bucket saltine queen, saltine cum bucket, Tommy Lahren. But again, European imperialism. One, Cam Newton them had to lay down. Sort of like, and you look at Cam Newton, Fig Newton, Peyton Manning. We knew the fix was in. We knew the fix was in when it comes to that. Again, you had a ball club where your star player happens to be the typical Caucasian. See, Peyton Manning, well, he's already had one Super Bowl win, and that was Super Bowl 40. Can't forget that. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Peyton, because Eli won 2 back to back, so now Big Brother got to get a second one as well. Remember, Peyton Manning won the first one, Super Bowl 40. How I know? Super Bowl 40 was here in Miami, and it was against my Chicago Bears. Every time I think about that, that shit got me hot, And that was symbolic too. Let me just top on that for a second before I go back. You had 2 brothers as head coaches, Lovie Smith for the Bears. To me, one of the best coaches that ever was. Fuck Mike Dicker, race his ass. Lovey Smith. And then you had Tony Dungy over there with the Colts. Lovey to me was more daring than Tony Dungy. Tony was just, he was too soft to me. I'm just saying. Okay, 2007, and again in 2000. You sure about that? I could have sworn it was back to back. You know, and it wasn't really no fix, but it's the fact of the matter that the thing that's symbolic was that you had a white face and Peyton Manning with a coach in blackface and Tony Dungy helped defeat the Bears. And then it was against the Colts because that was symbolic as well. Indianapolis and Chicago, Indiana and Illinois right next to each other. So Indianapolis and Chicago is not too far from each other. That's like down here from going to Miami to Tampa. So that's when Peyton won his very first one. Now the following year was also symbolic too, because the Colts lost to the New Orleans Saints. Or was it that year? I forget. No, 2010. I'm sorry. That was in 2010. My apologies. Hold on one second. Yeah, sorry about that. Now, 2010, it was the Colts and the Saints. Once again, the Super Bowl was held here in Miami. I know I worked that night because the Super Bowl parties was held where I was. And this was about, 2006, that's when Peyton Manning won his first Super Bowl. That was a year after Katrina, right? So I apologize. I thought it was back to back, but it wasn't. But that just shows how my memory is. 2010, that's when it happened. The New Orleans Saints won their first one ever against the Colts. Because reason why? Because that was symbolic because of the fact of the matter that they sent the hurricane over there to New Orleans. And 5 years later, they want people to forget about it. Same thing what happened this year. Fast forward. You had hurricane coming forwards. Harvey hitting Houston. Then all of a sudden in the World Series, the Astros win the World Series. Exactly. Now, let's just go back and fast forward on that because they already been beating up us symbolically in these games. Because these Super Bowls, the NBA Finals, the World Series, even the NCAA National Championships, all these symbolic rituals. This is bigger than a football game. King Yucatan, I talked about the Bears earlier, but your phone was off at the time. I'm going to go back and touch on that again. Now, what led up You better believe that, Sister Wiseman. You best better believe that. That's why I do the same thing. Because you gotta understand something. We are in the age of Aquarius, okay? We are in the age of Aquarius. At the same time, we're also in the birthday period of Aquarius, you know. And I'm a Scorpio, but my ascendant sign is Aquarius. That's why I stay in tune with a lot of stuff what goes on. Because Aquarius, an air sign, meaning it's a water bearer. So you know it's gonna bear everything. You know, Aquarius being the 11th sign of the zodiac, not the first. The first sign is Aries. But let me get let me go ahead and go concurrent with that. But you see, but everybody in the chat room, you see where I'm going at with when it comes down to the symbolism, when it comes down to the ritual meanings and all this pertaining to the Super Bowl, pertaining to the Pats, how they continuing their so-called dominance of European imperialism. Yeah, but we're in Aquarius right now, bro. Aquarius, you know, opposite sign of Leo. Air and fire. Fire can't survive without oxygen. Anyway, Annie just had a birthday too. Annie K just had a birthday as well. So happy belated birthday to her. Now, look at this situation is continuing like with the Patriots right now. Now, last year they went to the Super Bowl. I'm trying to remember who the hell they played. Yeah, so somebody kind of remind me because my memory kind of fried. It ain't fried. It's just like I'm trying to remember who the Patriots played last year in the Super Bowl. Oh, thank you, Chico. Yeah. Now, when the Patriots went back and they played Atlanta, played the Falcons, I kind of broke that down and stuff. Again, another ritual of white imperialism. White imperialism beating us up symbolically, beating up on the Harus. The Falcons. Falcon is the symbol of Haru. I'm gonna get with you on that later. Yeah, Chad just told me. Chad just told me, Victor. He just told me. Because I'm trying to get everything about the ascendance of this thing with the Patriots and stuff. Now, this last year was a crazy year. Because think about it. We seen Tom Brady Sister Wiseman, you bring that junk up about that mutt back there one more time, I'm gonna scream. That's why she tied up outside because she kept on tearing everything up in here while I put my foot up in her behind. Besides, I think that's the neighbor's dog anyway. Oh. Now let me just get back to this now. Now, when it comes, you seen Tom Brady come out there when the "Make America Great Again" cap. You know, in the support of 45 Donald Trump. You know, we seen Robert Kraft, owner who owns Kraft Macaroni and Cheese. You know, Robert Kraft, that last name Kraft. You know, Robert Kraft. You know, witchcraft. You best believe that, you know, that there was some I hate to use the term black magic, but yeah, going on for Brady them to get back in the Super Bowl. And then it happened to be against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, you know, the Atlanta Falcons hadn't been back to the Super Bowl since what, 1998? And then on top of that, they pop up, what, in 2000, what, 16, 2017? Robert Kraft also donated $1 million to Donald Trump's inauguration, and he's also great friends with Donald Trump. And I do believe Donald Trump got some property up there in Boston somewhere. So that's another thing. Plus, this was their way because everybody know that the Falcons would have easily beat them. Because like the average person seen that, ain't no way I'm gonna have a 28 to 3-point lead and let the Patriots come back or whatever like that. Because like, let's get on like with Brady. Let me try to get in here. I'm gonna look at the definition of what Brady stands for. But think about this with Tom Brady, though. It's kind of ironic that the Patriots won the Super Bowl by beating the Falcons last year. Because, see, it was a lot of numerology going on there, too. Okay? Because you had a lot of foes in there as well. Remember, they trotted out George Herbert Walker Bush out there, who at that time was the what 40 was the 41st president of the United States. Then also had his son W 43. Think about that. And also when it come down to Brady, you remember James Brady. James Scott Brady, who was the assistant U.S. president and White House press secretary under Ronald Reagan. Now, back in '81, he was the one that saved Reagan at that time from being shot by John Hinckley. But he became permanently disabled. Now, fast forward to this one time. What Tom Brady did that everybody kept talking about, or the Falcons really allowed him to do, make that stupid ass comeback and the Patriots win the game. Therefore, they kind of saved face to Trump. Because when Trump got sworn in as president, we all seen it. Nobody didn't like it. So Brady, once again, sacrificed, not really sacrificed, he kind of laid it all on the line to do some type of heroic jump to make sure to save face for his buddy, golfing buddy, Trump, for this presidency, which, by the way, has been taking a nosedive since. So what Tom Brady, he was actually James Brady and stuff like that. And he's pretty shady too. So there's no doubt about that with Tom Brady. Now, and then on top of that, that too, another symbolically of white privilege, symbolically, like, you know, they're keeping the foot down on the rise and the return of us as Moors, as Moorish American. You know, they keep the indigenous down. Because think about it, falcon, just like the eagle, just like a bear, they're indigenous here in the Americas as well as everywhere else across the world. Well, the falcon is. Our particular falcon. What's the fastest flying falcon on Earth? Fastest flying bird on Earth? Peregrine falcon, who could fly at speeds up to 180 miles per hour. That's where the F-22 Raptors come from. Raptor, falcon, eagle, hawk, raptors, birds of prey, Peru, heroes. And then on top of that too, one of the things the Patriots couldn't stop in that Super Bowl was Devontae Freeman. So there's some Moorish influence in that as well. There's also some indigenous ones too, because this is also symbolically sounding off the return of the Moors. Free man, Devontae Freeman. I'm not saying it because, you know, he's Miami born and bred. And he went to Miami Central. He went to Florida State. Yes, I know Devontae Freeman personally. I know his people. But the last name, Freeman, Devontae Freeman, free man. Okay? And he got the indigenous look. We all do. You know, got the locks flowing, got everything. They couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop him. Free man. You know, but it's also symbolic also to be telling us too to go ahead and proclaim your nationality, get your birthright. Tell you anything what I just told you, then I don't know what to tell you anymore. You know, but unless you still want to consider yourself Negro colored, Negro blacks and colored, or African American, no thanks to Jesse Jackson, then that's fine too. Because Devontae Freeman ran all over the Patriots. But the only thing everybody talk about the Super Bowl from last year is the comeback that Brady did. I even hear some of these idiot niggas at my job talking at my place of work, talking about, man, so now you think not Brady is the greatest of all time? No, he's not the greatest of all time. He is not that great, not to me. Anybody know I can't stand Tom Brady. I don't like what he stands for. I think he's a racist piece of garbage. You know. Now to Austin staying like with James Harrison there, Harrison didn't really make a difference in that championship game against the Jaguars. Let's just let's just keep it like this. Again, the Patriots and the Jaguars a rematch. Now, I'm going to tell you how some Moorish influence in there. Now, for the past 2 to 3 years, the Jacksonville Jaguars were mostly like at the bottom of the barrel. Way from back in the days with Mark Brunell, Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardle, Tony Boselli, and that voracious defense. They were a former shell themselves, but they were trying to find their way back. You know, in comes Shahid Khan. Shahid Khan is Pakistani. And please don't get on here and call him no sand nigga, because he's not. Because Pakistanis, they're Moors too. That's why you see a lot of them over there where Fez is there. You know, Shahid Khan. Now, the only thing, I'm going to put a bad spot on there. That's right, Sister Lit. We named in the 6 treaties of the land. You better believe it. Shahid Khan, like Robert Kraft, he also donated $1 million to Donald Trump's inauguration. Now, during this year, we seen like the NFL protests, everybody taking a knee, with Colin Kaepernick left foot because he got blackballed. This was the year like none of us ain't watching no football. Anybody else want to watch it, that's on you. But I gotta stick with my virtues. I gotta stick with my principles. What they did to Kaepernick. Kaepernick tried to bring some attention to us. And stuff like that. Awareness of police brutality, of unarmed people, melanated people getting gunned down in the streets by race cowards pretending to be law enforcement, but really, truthfully, police officers are nothing more than just highwaymen. They're just robbers. They're not law enforcement. They don't enforce the law. They're policy enforcers, and they just enforce policy. Now, where everybody was taking a knee, we seen Shahid Khan when they played the Baltimore Ravens over in London, how he locked arm and arm with his players. Personally, to me, from Tom Coughlin was back over there. The count, we talking like 700 million, Mike. NFL lost 700 million this year. None of us weren't watching the games. And congratulations to everybody here. And look, let's not just do it just for one season and go back and watch. No, eradicate the NFL once and for all. No cap, no NFL, period. That's nothing but an institutionalized racism, institutionalized plantation, where you got a bunch of $40 million slaves going on right there. And the Super Bowl, let's not even watch that. And we also attack their sponsors. That's their bottom dollar right there, is their sponsors. Papa John's was one of them. Look what happened. Papa John's lost $88 million. Gatorade lost some money. Pepsi lost some money. McDonald's lost a whole lot of money. Under Armour, USAA Bank, Microsoft. Go after the sponsors. The sponsors, that's who you go after. Forget besides going to the games, buying the jerseys and all this other stuff, NFL Sunday ticket and all that shit. I heard crackers talking about saying, they're going to take a knee. I'm not watching it no more. They going to watch it because you know why? Because they're obsessed with us, period. They want to be entertained. But now, when I was talking about the Patriots and the Jaguars, okay, again, like it goes back to what I said about with the Jaguars. Jaguar, biggest cat in Western Hemisphere here. Biggest cat in the Americas. Indigenous here. Jaguar, once again, is symbolic of a panther. Jaguar panther related. Felis unca, which is a scientific name for the jaguar. Black Panther is coming up on February 16th. That's Huey P. Newton's birthday. So again, like we all know the Jaguars were a better team than the Patriots, but when the Jaguars were coming up during the season, they found their identity, which was symbolic, saying they proclaimed their nationality, their birth, their bloodline, their birthright. They knew who they were, and they identified with it and embraced it. That's why they were so unstoppable. That's why they was that dark horse coming out of the gate during the playoffs. How they went through Buffalo, and how number 91 responded to that racist Richie Hocognito. They dismissed Pittsburgh, another racist cracker town, just like Boston. Look at the similarities between Pittsburgh and Boston. Same city type colors, black and yellow. Pittsburgh Steelers, the NHL hockey team, the Boston Bruins. Same color. And keep in mind, when the Jaguars came into inception in '95, they always had Pittsburgh's number. They're the only team from Florida that can go up into Pennsylvania and beat the brakes off the Steelers. And they definitely beat up Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger happens to be a German name. So that's another thing like that, because all the racism that happened up in Pittsburgh, like in '96, how Pittsburgh policy enforcers killed the cousin of Ray Seals, a defensive end for the Steelers back in the day. He played alongside Greg Lloyd. He played alongside Greg Lloyd because these crackers didn't like the fact they seen a brother went dressed nice and driving a Jag, driving a $40,000 car, and they basically killed that man. And let's not be a concurrent. Look how some of the fans did. They hung doll effigy of Montez Burfict, the linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals, who I like a lot. They did a dummy and had him hanging in the middle of the city, a dummy effigy of him. So Pittsburgh and Boston ain't no different. When I told people that the Jaguars were going to dismiss the Steelers, I was absolutely right. And I also said, too, if they played like they did, they would have beat the Patriots. But once again, the fix was already in. We seen how that zebra was celebrating with the Patriots in the end zone after that fumble, and they recovered and all that. Yeah, so we know who getting invited to the cookout. And what else did the Jaguars do? They did some damage. Not only they were beating them up on the scoreboard, but you seen the hit that they put on Rob Gronkowski. Now, yeah, I said in the past, I know Gronkowski personally, but Gronkowski, okay? What you looked at symbolically of Moors going ahead and taking out the European by any means necessary. Yeah, you seen some Malcolm X was going on there. But here go once again, the fix was in. Referees helped the Patriots, the Pats, get into the Super Bowl. So therefore, they continue their domination of white imperialism. And it happens it's going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, where the Constitution was drafted. Now, the Eagles, too, like I told y'all once again, eagle symbolic of hero. Give me a minute. So therefore, that's you're gonna look at the symbolic of that. Eagles once again. Now, I know a lot of people probably go ahead and root for the Eagles and stuff because, like Prince was just saying, it was what I was gonna say. Like the star player happens to be nobody that's not black per se. You know, you got Tom Brady against Nick Foles, but at the same time, I said before, I don't care for neither one of them because the reason why I say that because I can't not forget what number 27 for the Eagles, the double agent, did during the NFL's player coalition when they made that deal with Roger No Good Dale, to sell out a movement that Colin Kaepernick started for 89 million, which originally was supposed to be 100 million, and y'all know my stance on that. But this is just once again, it's already set up. They want to continue their domination, their dominance of this. Again, they trying to do this to try to save face for the Cheeto that's sitting up in the White House, who, by the way, is going through some shit with these indictments laid down by Robert Mueller about the collusion with Russia. And now with that book that came out, Fire and Fury, that's a tell-all book, and it's the #1 bestseller across the globe, as well as across the globe right now. He's not very liked. So once again, to take the heat off of him, they're gonna have everybody tune into the Super Bowl. And at the same time, don't be surprised wherever you go, you seeing crackers getting out here celebrating that the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl and so on and so forth. But I want to address the coons though, that are call themselves Patriot bandwagoners and stuff like that. A lot of y'all need to get y'all ass whipped. Because if you don't see the symbolism, you don't see the numerical and the metaphysical situation, what's being broke down in here, and what it means, then you just about as clueless as I don't know what. You about as clueless as the excrement on the bottom of my shoe. That's the only thing, really, you know. I got to say when it really comes down to that. Yeah, sorry about that. No, of course not. They still watching football. Of course they're not going to hear me. Any chance they get, Sister Wiseman. When like I had one dude when I was on my way home. You know, she is a Patriot bandwagoner and all this other stuff. And you know, he talking about saying how they dismissed Jaguar. I said I don't care nothing about it because I didn't watch it. Because you know what? We got bigger issues to deal with as a people when it comes down to football. That's their shit. Let them have the NFL. Let them have all this. And you know, like I said, I'm kind of like rooting for Diddy down by the Panthers, but I know it's just nothing but lip service. So let them have their shit. We try to go ahead and try to build our shit up through economically and all that, regardless of who's sitting up in the office or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You look at some of these other communities, like you look at the so-called Asian community, the Chinese and Japanese and Vietnamese and Korean community. They're not worried about that shit. They, you know, the so-called Latino community, they're not worried about that either. You know? So we got to do our own thing and stuff. We got to go ahead and start rise back up and start contributing to our thing. start doing trade and commerce and amity with ourselves and build us an economic power base, stuff, so on and so forth. Can't worry about these other idiots because guess what? They gonna fall anyway, like they did. Because look what happened now. You had a government shutdown. You had a government shutdown because you got a bunch of peckerwoods in both the House, the Senate, and one party in the House and the Senate and in the White House, and they couldn't even decide among a spending bill. All because you got this Cheeto that wants to put up some fictitious wall, which he's not going to do. Okay? We go ahead, create our own jobs. We create our own businesses. We create our own businesses. We create jobs in our community, and we keep it all the way like that in-house without be very affluent without any outside resources or any help. All these niggers that wants to get out here and wants to do all that, then let them go ahead and do it. It's the same thing I was talking about with Monique thing, talking about boycotting Netflix. If they offer you 500,000, I take that money and go ahead and put it back in the community rather than me and start buying up blocks. So therefore, if a person want to open up a business, they can open it up right there. Black on, black operating. That's how you do it. Because after all, Noble Drew Ali taught us like to be self-sufficient. Same thing with Marcus Garvey said and Elijah Muhammad said. Not take 500,000 like Monique was probably want to do, and then want to try to buy some $300,000 car and a $200,000 house and all the other bullshit. No, you take that type of bread like that and you flip it. But no, all she wants to do is get out here talking about boycotting Netflix. Got your damn mind. Shit, I don't know about that. I enjoy my Netflix and I'm gonna keep it like that. The reason why she's in the situation she's in, because the fact of the matter, because you don't want to stay in touch with the streets. Because the streets, the people in the streets, grassroots, that's who's gonna back you. That's who's gonna do it to you instead of going in there begging for Sky Daddy. Don't make no damn sense. Good one. I'll create that. Black flicks. You damn right. Or more importantly, how about more flicks? Better yet, create more flicks. That would be more appropriate. Because you got to stay in touch with the streets. That, like I said, that's how it's Too Short, how he stay relevant. Little Flip, Jeezy, Luke, Trick Daddy, that's how you do it. They don't want to do it. They offer you 500K. Hey, I'll be one of the first in line. Give me that 500K, and I'll take that shit and go ahead and flip it. And address some of the problems that's in our community. You know what I'm saying? Have something that's owned by us and for us. No white influence, no other ethnicity coming up in there. We keep it like we keep it with ours. Period. That's how you do it. And see, Monique, like I say, people ain't, like Prince was saying, people aren't lining up to go see her. People aren't lining up to go see her. They'll line up all day to go see Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. And see, like Amy Schumer, her ass ain't funny no way. But the only reason white people going to see her is because they can identify with her. They know she ain't funny. They gonna support her anyway. Saying, Even Killer Mike even told Monique that you should have took the 500K. And I'll listen to Killer Mike before anything like that, because Killer Mike be bringing up some good points. That's the thing. That's the thing. We came into that. It's not about like who pay grade is more, whatever like that from Ford magazine. I could care less about that, because at the end of the day, it's about what have you contribute to your peoples. You know, what have you been doing? I mean, people can get out here and they can criticize Colin Kaepernick, but Kaepernick is putting money where his mouth is. And speaking of Kaepernick, on top of that, I know he's doing the live thing on Instagram where he's doing a 10 for 10 pledge. I know Steph Curry gave him money, and somebody else did. Now all of a sudden, Snoop Dogg gave 20,000 and stuff like that. And y'all know my feelings about with Snoop Dogg. I'm gonna keep saying this shit. Snoop Dogg is Calvin Brodus is nothing but an agent. Now, why all of a sudden he wants to donate the Caps cause, and then on top of that wants to do this thing to see a screening of the Black Panther. Snoop is up to no good. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. Same man who helped set up Pac to get killed in Vegas. But they're quick and ready to tell you it was Suge Knight. You know, so that's the thing about my feeling like that with Snoop. And all of a sudden, because he just about a couple years ago, he talked it very grimy about Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, Austin, yeah, he may have supported Bernie Sanders, but you know what? It's the name of the game is chess, not checkers. Because did it ever occur to you that he also made a chess move on Bernie Sanders as well? And besides, on top of that, like with Bernie Sanders, when I went to go watch him speak in Fort Lauderdale when he was here, I don't really see much about him. You know what I'm saying? About him being racist or whatever like that. At the same time, subconsciously, I also said too that look, man, neither one of these people are not going to do anything for us. Killer Mike just positioned himself in the right position to speak on our behalf. And like I said, it's Killer Mike who was also influential in telling black folks, like, look, after what happened with our brothers Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, instead of getting out here in the streets protesting, talking about Black Lives Matter and hands up, don't shoot crap, take your money up out these white-owned banks and put in the black-owned bank. So I can't go against Killer Mike on top of that, you know. But, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, though. So, you know, I'm going to leave it at that. But like he said the same thing, and I said, and Jason Black said, you know, excuse me 1 second. I don't know. Okay. No. Yeah, you know what time it is. Fuck nigga shit. Anyway. Well, let's get one thing straight. What politician you don't know support ICE support the Khazarians over there in Israel, not real Jews. Okay, and on top of that, we need to stop with the reparations type thing, reparations for black people. But like I told y'all before, man, black is not a nationality nor a race. Instead of reparations, we just need to go for just compensation. But you can't go for either one if you're not in your proper persona. And black is not considered race or nationality. Neither is white or neither is Hispanic. Okay? Proclaim your birthright. Proclaim your nationality. Proclaim your birthright, bro. Your bloodline, your nationality, birthright, your bloodline, man. Okay? We've been talking about this shit about the 38, 40 acres and a mule thing and reparations and all that stuff for what? It's like what Cedric Entertainer said in the first barbershop. Y'all talking about reparations, y'all ain't gonna do nothing but take that money and go down there and go ahead and buy some Cadillac Escalade, making Cadillac the richest car dealerships in the world. You know? So like I said, me personally, I could give a shit less about Bernie Sanders. Okay? I said when I went down there to go listen to him for Fort Lauderdale, yeah, he was deep with it and he had a plan. But at the same time, it's like, forget it. He ain't gonna do nothing no different than Hillary or Trump. If you think any of these people that's going up in there gonna do something for us when we can do for ourselves, gonna have our best interest, forget it. Yeah, but NC Lick, Indian is, don't let them use that word to fool you, because Indian is code word for reference to people of Southeast Asia, you know, in India, you know, New Delhi, all over there. And no, Sister Wiseman, I ain't say don't give up the fight. You know, I said not for reparations, just only for just compensation. You know, like I said, you know, that's what I meant. In case you misinterpret me, because see, it's those terms and those misnomers right there that put us in the situations that we in now. You know? But we want to get mad at people like Waka Flocka because he said he's not black, and I knew exactly. I totally get what Waka Flocka was talking about. I totally get what he was saying. I totally get what he was saying. Yeah, but the term Moorish American, because see, that's who we are. We saying we don't, you know, we ruled on both sides of what's not known as the Atlantic Ocean, because that was the term for us. We were called that prior to so-called prior to slavery and prior to the Europeans. Because trust me, they know who we are, and our status has always been white at that time. But see, but what the European did, they took that status, that term white, and turned it to a status and start calling themselves white. And it come down to the terms white and black. Because like here's something like this, LC Lit. Thing about with that, get the book Othello's Children of the New World by Jose V. Bay, PhD. It breaks down everything beautifully. Good. LaShawn, what's going on, sister? Oh, we missed a whole lot. You're probably gonna have to go back and replay everything like that. Covered a whole lot. Mostly about with the Monique versus Netflix thing, and then about with the breakdown of symbols and numbers and metaphysical meanings of the so-called Super Bowl between the Pats and the Eagles. What you're looking at is white imperialism once again beating up on one of our symbols, basically beating up on us as they continue dominance. But look at the help that they got due to systemic racism, due to a whole lot of stuff, especially under the era of Cheetos. Exactly. Yeah. So, but anyway, though, but back to what I was saying. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter if like I say, I'm a Moor, and it doesn't matter whether you're a Hebrew Israelite, which is basically the same thing. Hebrew Israelite, you RBG, Nation of Islam, Nations, Gods, and Earth, aka Five Percenters, Mason, whatever, Egyptology, Kemet, we all that. We're all of that. Everything interwoven with that. Because even the late great Dr. John Henry Clark even says that we have to have a nationality. I mean, have to have a nationality, as well as Dr. Ben Yakanan as well. Shoot. And the late great Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, during his last day before he transcended, even said that he was a Moor. Something that he should have said at the beginning, you know. So therefore, that's another thing like that. Look at the video link that I sent you from my two brothers up in Brooklyn. And they break it down beautifully on top of that. Because think about it, you've been hearing it like in the songs. Nas made a verse about it. Prince made a song about it, about the Moors in Spain before he died. You know? So who's been talked? Because Noble Drew Ali been talked about in these circles for the past, what, 15, 20 years now. Almost 20 years. And see, like, look what's happening right now. You got like the fall of the Europeans and stuff like that. Look what's taking them out. You got the sun taking them out, opioid addiction taking them out, inbreeding taking them out, diseases taking them out, white on so-called white on white crime, that's a disease too, taking them out. That's why you see them trying to push this interracial crap so much. And unfortunately, you got a lot of coons, sambos, bed bucks, and bed winch mammies also helping them along right along with that. In every aspect of it. But the thing is with that is something. I see like with Charlemagne the Coon, how he how he did that system on there. I'm gonna look at that later and stuff, and might do another video or live stream on there. But I said I was gonna do a separate live stream regarding tech, and I might do that. I'm gonna do that later on in the afternoon. But I know everybody probably at work, at your place of business, or at your job, at your career. Meter neater. Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Because what's happening is Gaia, which is Mother Earth, is already she's cleansing herself for these parasites, you know, and turning over back the planet to the true indigenous peoples of this planet, and that happens to be us, the Sun people. You know, that's what you're seeing right. That's what you're seeing right there. You know, because I'll tell you like this: y'all go to my Instagram account, and you'll see some of the stuff that I throw up there. You know? So I do most of that on there on top of that. But that's the thing. That's what we have to do. Me myself as a Moor, my job is to basically go ahead and try to uplift fallen humanity. And fallen humanity only comes through one person, and that happens to be the Moorish, the African or Moorish woman. You know, plain and simple. Because without her, you know, like I said, Drew Ali said, "Man, have a deeper appreciation for womanhood," and we should, and we should. But a lot of those brothers got to, you know, and some sisters got to get up off this egotistical European mindset, because like that's their culture, that's their way of life. We don't have the Iceman inheritance. We don't have that Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal, caveman type shit, you know, and all that. Because anyway, when it comes down to it, the original woman has always been y'all, the ones that's in the live stream right now and everywhere else. Period. That's why I laugh all the time when you see European women trying to twerk. Good God, that make you cut your eyes out. And all this other stuff, or trying to have butt pads full of lips, bigger breasts, Botox injections, all this other stuff, you know, um, trying to look so indigenous, but at the same time look so foolish. It's sort of like with that German chick with the with these oversized breasts, and then she shot herself full of melanin and made herself look at almost as dark as me. And I'm like, you see, that's how they trying to do now, and that's how they gonna continue to go in and try to do. But they don't realize they ain't doing nothing but dying out. That's why I don't even worry much about them. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm fully aware of them and all that, and I still stay on code. Pretty much stay on code though, but they already killing their own self off. Yeah, she looked ridiculous, totally ridiculous. That part. You got some of these simple-minded, no backbone ass niggas. They'll go right behind there, you know, and chase behind them. Yeah, I know. Yeah, 3 week extension. Yeah, I know that. But see, that just goes to show y'all that Trump and his goons, they haven't got their shit straight yet, and they never will. But yet, though, everybody wanted to go ahead and vote for this man and stuff because you're not dealing with politicians, dealing with businessmen. Even I've said that, and that's true. You are. And that's true. Very much you are. But at the same time, he has no idea what he's doing. He starts to get out there and realize and find out that he doesn't want to show them. He's gonna start to realize that very, very shortly. But what I'm gonna do, I know I only got like what 11 minutes now. Live stream late on the day. I hope if I'm not too tired, but yeah, the one thing that this thing, I got to get better work. Yeah, I know that meaning, Sister Wiseman. Go ahead, get that. Go ahead, keep getting them checks. Get that. Get the money. Get the money. The same thing gonna be with me too. But what I'm gonna do, family, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sign off on this. Oh yeah, definitely will be on with the tech because anything that I'm pretty cool with is with that. So what I'm gonna do, family, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sign off real quick. I appreciate everybody coming through on this live stream, and I'm glad we got to get a lot of this stuff out the way. You know what I'm saying, and get to talk about and what everybody else wanted to do. So with that said, on that, you know, all praises given to Allah, the benefit of merciful, through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You know. Allah is my protector, my guide, my salvation, by night, by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. No more talk. Peace and love. I'm out.
God is my salvation. By night, by day, it was Holy Prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. No more talk.